Hello. I think this can hear me. Okay, good. All right. Well, I hope this works. Um, I don't know where this is going to come in the video. Maybe this will come before, maybe come in the middle, maybe come after. I don't know. But I want to talk about the Luka to the Lakers trade. Um, and I know Gio and Silas won't have any thoughts about it or care about it, so I decided to talk about it by myself. As you can see, sports guy. So I thought it was fake too, just like everybody else did. I didn't understand it. I still don't 100% understand it. I think we know why it happened, but I don't know because the major things are one, it's the Mavericks gave up on Luka too quickly, which I do agree with. And then two, it's they didn't get enough back because they were so desperate to have Anthony Davis on their team. That's what it seems like. They haven't officially confirmed it, but they have said that like they really wanted Anthony Davis to be a part of this team. So, I mean, I guess that's where they're at with that. And if you want Anthony Davis on your team desperately, if you're like, okay, we don't want Luka anymore. Do we have any other pieces that can get us Anthony Davis? I doubt it. If you want to keep Kyrie, you there's not really anything you can do to get Anthony Davis at that point. So you have to trade Luka to the Lakers. I understand all that. What I don't understand is why don't you shop him around? Because yes, while you're not going to ever trade him to the Milwaukee Bucks, because Anthony Davis doesn't play for the Milwaukee Bucks, you still go call the Milwaukee Bucks and you go, hey, we're shopping around Luka. It's come on, let's go. Because you want the Lakers to give up more. I'm not a general manager. That's how you do it. It's not that hard. And so the only thing I can say as to why this happened, because I don't think this general manager is a fool. I mean, I think he knows how this works, is I think he went to the Lakers first, which I think that was a wrong move. I don't think he should have gone to the Lakers first. I think he should have made it public that Luka was on the market, and then see if the Lakers were interested from that point. Before you offer, let's see if they offer, and then you drive their price up with other teams who you're never going to trade Luka to anyway. But they didn't do that. Instead, they kept it in house. And by in house, I mean that like they kept it Mavericks, Lakers. That's what they did. They kept it in that zone. And I think what the issue was, Gio's joining by the way. I think what the issue was is that the Lakers just kept them there. Hey, Gio.
Okay, awesome.
I can't hear you, Gio. You're gonna have to.
Oh, fuck. Oh, wait.
Anyway,
Wait, you
so what
can't
they
hear
did is
me?
they kept the Lakers. Well, what the Lakers did. I'm sorry, Gio's throwing me off. Is he kept he?
So you can't
I'm
hear
talking
me.
about the Luka trade. I can't hear you.
Okay,
I can't hear
what
you.
you can't?
No, turn
All
your
right.
audio to computer audio or whatever.
Wait, still can't hear me.
No.
Shut the
Oh,
no,
you're
you
using this.
can.
You
Yeah.
got if you have it on that, you got to turn it to speaker and stuff that audio.
Wait,
There's two different audios, or at least when I joined, there's two different audios. There's computer audio and then speaker and microphone audio.
same as system.
Anyway, while he's
Same
figuring
as
that out, I want to keep talking about the Luka trade. So
better.
what happened
Awesome.
is the
What do you mean you
Lakers
can't
got the
fucking hear me?
Mavericks to not talk to anybody else. That's the only thing I can think about because Rob Pelinka, who's the general manager of the Lakers, must have done a phenomenal job of keeping the conversation between those two teams instead of anybody else.
You really can't hear me? What the
You
fuck?
shop him around to get the Lakers to give you more instead of giving you Max Christie and a first round pick. That's what you do. But instead, they got the guy who they wanted, Anthony Davis, and then they got back just stuff that the Lakers are like, well, give you a little bit more so it doesn't look like you just straight up traded Luka for Anthony Davis. And even if you think Anthony Davis is as good as a player as Luka, which he's not, You
Luca.
still don't do that. That's still you want to win the trade. You don't want to equal. You don't want to lose the trade. If you
Mm,
trade a guy named Luka Doncic, you're gonna lose it anyway. But at least make it look better for you.
what?
The
Why are you so
Maverick
small?
season tickets are being sold. Fans hate this. At some
Mm,
point, you just gotta stop caring and you gotta just do what's right. And I think in this situation they failed because what was right for them was
mm,
wait
mm,
on Luke.
mm.
Just wait and see if he goes on the diet. See if he changes his ways. Hello,
Can you hear
Silas.
me, Silas?
Can you talk?
Yeah, yeah, I
Nope.
can hear you.
Neither one of you.
Son of a bitch.
You know what I realized? Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong.
Gio,
Silas,
Gio, I
can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Hello?
I can hear
What
you.
the fuck?
Can you
He's
hear
been
me?
telling me, yes. He's been telling me for
Hell
the
yeah.
past 5 minutes that he can't fucking hear me.
I can hear both of them.
Up every time. So every time I was like, Austin, can you hear me? He went, no, I can't hear you, Gio.
Oh
So I
gosh, I'm
thought you were
so
trolling
worried.
me or some
I'm
shit.
so worried my voice didn't record because I did the wrong thing now. I did a whole thing by myself on the Luca trade because I wanted to talk about that, and I knew
The
y'all
Luca
wouldn't care
trade?
about that because y'all aren't sports guys.
Oh, is that the Mavericks thing?
Yes.
Dude, my friend got so pissed about that.
Yeah,
He had
you
a
should.
no, he had a blue Maverick hoodie, but he's worn for all 3 years of college I've known him. He's not
Mhm.
bringing it out ever again, he says.
Yeah, it was a terrible trade that
Because it was a generational player, right?
yeah, he's one of one. There's five top players in the league. He's one of them. And you had
And the
him under
Mavericks,
contract for a long time. And I understand you didn't want to give him that extension because you're worried about his nutrition. You're worried about his health. You're worried about his long term look on the NBA. I get all that. But with a player like that, you wait till the last minute. You don't jump ahead. And even if you want to jump ahead, then you should get back the world. You should literally get a country back for what you're giving away. And instead, all they got back was Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first round pick. I'm not a general manager. I could get more for that. That's the what happened. That's the issue that would occurred. And I get it that they were desperate to get Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis only plays for one team, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers.
not
And
anymore.
not anymore, correct. But if you're so desperate to get Anthony Davis, and the only thing you can really trade from your team is Luka to get Anthony Davis, then what you do is you call the Milwaukee Bucks, you call the Atlanta Hawks, and you say, "Hey, Luka's available. What are you offering?" Not because you're going to trade him there, but because you want the Lakers to offer more to make sure that they get him and not those other teams. And they didn't
Wait, are
do
the
that.
Lakers like sucky?
Well, they're not very good this year. But if they get
Even with Luca?
well, Luka hasn't played yet. He's been hurt.
Oh,
But I think with Luka, it's not going to work well because, well, that's not true. It all depends on LeBron. Will LeBron take a step back and become like start screens and start playing more defense? Well, that's what I'm saying. If he doesn't, it's a disaster because Luka can't play defense. Luka
is
has to
Luca?
have the ball at all times. Luka is offensive only. That's it. LeBron can do both, and he needs to pick his spots. But if he tries to take over everything, it's going to be a disaster. And I'm going to give
This is
LeBron the
why.
benefit of the doubt. I think he will. I think he's going to give Luka the workload. But if he
This
doesn't,
is
it's a
why.
disaster.
This is why MJ was the best.
Michael Jordan was the best.
Michael Jordan might
Anyway,
go.
we're back. Welcome back. We're back on
Wait.
another podcast, Zoom edition, part two. We could not meet in person again, so
Well,
we are
hold on.
here. Oh, okay.
We actually could in like a week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I told Gio that I might go up to North Georgia next week.
Not next week, the week after, remember?
No, that was next week.
Yeah. No, that's
Well,
valid.
if it's the week after, then it's still fine because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to Atlanta next weekend.
What are you going to Atlanta for?
Should we save it? Should we save it?
No, we gotta save it. We gotta save it.
All right. Well, I will. Sorry, we're not lying. We're lying for the audience. I'll let you know. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we got something in the works cooking up.
Yep. It's Austin will come Friday, Saturday, and then depending on whatever your plans are with Silas. Either you're going to be coming from Silas or going to Silas. Who
Well,
knows?
if it's not next week, if it's the week after, then I'm going from Geo to Silas.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
yeah, we could shoot something if we meet halfway, but Silas, that means you have to drive. You have to drive from Gainesville to, I don't know, like Duluth or Norcross if we meet halfway. And
I wouldn't mind going back to that pub. It was a little pricey, but it's pretty good.
Oh,
well,
B and Dub.
Yeah,
oh
that
yeah,
one.
It's a good place. Sponsor us.
yeah,
You're just a
BMW
slut for
sponsor
a
us.
sponsor.
Oh, dude, don't even
But
look. I was eating. These were Zesta crackers. I ate some of these, dude. I'm in.
oh yeah, but yeah, we could shoot a in person if we meet up, but we'd have to meet up.
It's true.
So yeah,
It's
but
all depending on work.
can we talk about something I want to bring up?
Go ahead.
So last night, Austin called me. He called me. Anyway, Gio, I have stories A,
Uh-oh.
B, C, and D.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
forgot D.
he forgot D, but he, story B was a story about you, Silas.
Mm.
And I just want to bring it up because
Yeah.
I still don't understand it.
Can we? I on podcast. Can we get the truth?
Yeah.
That seemed like a lie. That seemed like a lie is about to occur.
No lying. No lying. Hold on.
Okay. Because I don't understand it.
A simpleton like you never would.
Yeah, well, Geo didn't either.
I understood it. No, but like, why? What was the like? Why, out of everybody you could have chosen that goes to your school, why?
It was very calculated. It was very calculated. And I have a few reasons, which I explained to Austin the other day, but I guess I'll explain for you as well.
No, they're
First off,
lies.
first off, relatively, or relation between these two people. Austin and these people kind of know each other.
Hold on.
Kind of know each other.
Can we give background to the audience because we're just explaining something without even
Yeah, yeah.
giving
You want to go about it,
what it
Austin?
is? Yeah, go ahead, Austin. Go ahead. Explain this story of Silas.
Okay. Now, some things I have to leave out just because I don't know if certain people want to be talked about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Just
fine.
just call him like Dave.
Yeah, I'll call him Dave.
Dave Matthews?
That's what we're talking about. So
He's
this happened a
vocalist.
couple months ago. Silas calls me and tells me that he's hanging out with somebody. And that somebody happens to be somebody that we went to high school with. And now this
Dave.
person that I went to high school with, we all went to high school with, we don't know him that well. We only kind of know him. Like I had
True.
one class with him
True.
my senior year. And he's a nice
True.
guy and everything. I've not like he's a cool guy and everything. I don't
True.
understand why you'd want to hang out with him. But
True.
we didn't really do that in high school. So
True.
when you say you're hanging out with him, I was like,
True.
well, that's suspicious.
Odd.
I don't know how that started. I didn't know. So I thought that maybe through another person that you knew a little bit more is how you were talking to this person. But it doesn't matter really how you start talking to them. What matters is the fact that you or then that person who we went to high school with, we're calling him Dave. Dave then says in the background, I'm here. I'm here. I'm listening to your phone call. I am Dave. And I go, that doesn't sound like Dave. That's not Dave. Whoever that is lying about being Dave. That's not Dave. And I made a very big staunch, that's not Dave on the phone. And Dave went, what are you talking about? This is me. I am Dave. And I went, no, you're not, because you don't sound like Dave. And Silas and Dave.
Wait, for the record,
Uh-huh.
you did not fight it that hard. You did not fight this that hard.
Well, at the beginning I did, but I did just let it go because I just went like, okay, Dave.
You believed it pretty fast.
No, I didn't believe. I just
Yes,
moved on.
How many times did you push back? Because I wouldn't have pushed back more than like 3 times.
he pushed
I
back 2 times.
I pushed back
Okay, well
two
that's enough.
times,
Once against
That's fine.
me, once against Dave.
and then I went, okay, Dave. Sure, Dave. I kept doing stuff like that. I didn't believe.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
he
did.
didn't. I disagree with what this guy's
What did I
saying.
do then? What did I do then?
You're like, wow, that's weird. Why are y'all hanging out together?
I did say that. I did say that. You're correct.
And I was like, yeah, we both go to UNG. We just thought it might be fun.
Hmm.
And this guy bought it hook, line, and sinker.
I don't
No, I
think
didn't.
so. I don't think
Yes, you
so.
did.
No, I didn't.
Don't backtrack. Do not
I'm
backtrack.
not
Let me have this.
backtracking.
I
I'm not.
won. I
See what he
won.
does. See what he does.
This was my victory.
You
I
don't.
planned this out. I planned this out from the beginning.
I thought he was gonna go take a shit.
I won. Shit.
You don't get to take this from me.
Why'd you open that door?
This was my what?
Why'd you just open that door?
I thought it was gonna create the white effect that we had last time.
Oh my.
You remember Austin, right?
I remember. It's not doing it though.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
Anyway, so regardless of how that phone call went, I am saying that I did not believe that that was Dave.
He believed.
Silas believes that I thought it was Dave. Regardless, he then calls me a couple days later, or a week later, or around that time, and says, hey, me and Dave are going bowling. And that's when I bought the story. Because I went, okay, I guess they really are just hanging out. Because there's no way that he would lie about these two scenarios and then also have somebody that he knows lie about being Dave. This is a weird thing he's doing. There's no way he's doing this, so he must just be hanging out. So then, last Sunday, I run into Dave. We have a friendly conversation, talking about school and stuff, normal stuff, and then I go, "Yeah, man, it must be awful having to deal with Silas now that you're up there." And he went, "What?" And I went, "You're like, don't do that. You're lying. Stop this. It's not a master plan of yours. It's not a master plan of yours."
It was so.
No, it wasn't. And so what happened was I was like, I didn't understand why he was being like, no, I don't hang out with him. So then I thought that he was saying like that he thought I was saying that you hang out with him all the time. And so then I say, oh no. I know you don't hang out with him all the time. I just know you hang I know y'all hang out a couple times. And then he went, what are you talking about? And I went, you were on the phone with me. And he was like, what are you talking about? No, I wasn't. And I went and I said, do you know how weird it is? It's weirder if Silas is lying about this than you lying to me at this moment. And Dave went, I agree, but I'm telling the truth. So, Silas, the truth. Is this a lie? Is this truth? Yes or no?
It is
on the
100.
Okay, go ahead.
It is 100% true that Austin Dean got pranked
No.
by me. I set this up months ago.
Okay,
In
Silas, hold on
the
one
one-off
second. Hold on
chance
one
it would
second,
ever
Silas.
get completed.
Hold on one second, Silas.
You didn't think I was capable
do
of doing
believe
something
him?
like this.
Gio, do you believe him?
What was that? Are you okay?
Yeah, I believe him.
You believe that he was lying? It is all a master plan.
No, not exactly. I think what he initially his intention was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna say this is somebody random, and it so happened to be Dave.
Mhm.
But then he was like, hold on, it'd be really, really funny if I make Austin actually think by doubling down on a second hangout that it really is Dave. So it went from like I just said somebody random to, hold up, I can make this a really funny moment
Mhm.
that Silas will never be able to see, but
Mhm.
he will be able to hear about.
Mhm.
And that's enough for him to actually go through with this lie.
So you think? So
He
it's
actually
two things.
he actually got it right on the head. He knocked it right on the head.
So you
That is
think?
exactly what happened.
Okay, I have two
Like
questions.
hook,
Then, if
line, and
this is the
sinker, what
truth.
happened?
If this is the truth, I have two questions. One, why was that friend so willing to do that on the phone call? Why was he just like, yeah, man, I'll do this. I'll
Because
lie.
he's a joker like me. We're a bunch of
Funny.
clowns.
It would have been funny if he passed it to Ethan and he was like, "Hey, I'm Dave."
It was not Ethan. It was a third friend who I actually hung out with the other day.
Oh, did you go bowling?
No, sadly, we were gonna plan to go bowling again though.
Secondly, why would you assume that I would talk about you with Dave? Why would you just assume that?
I think
Because
Austin knows the answer to this. He just wants Silas to say it.
what do you think, Austin?
I think that
And I'll tell you
you,
if you're right or not.
okay, I think that you got some little narcissism in you, and you got some arrogance, and you think that when I go and talk to people, that this person at least knows of you, you think that I'm going to talk about you with this person and be like, "Oh yeah, guess what me and Silas did the other day?" Or me, Silas and Geo did the other day, or what the Foodies did the other day. You think that I talk about the Foodies with the people I run into. I don't. I don't.
You're only half right
Okay.
about the part of me knowing him.
Mhm.
I think that you would talk to me about it because me and him knew each other and hung out in the same
Nope.
class that you talked
Nope.
about. And the reason that me and you were friends would cause either you or him to get curious about the friends that we had in high school and be like, "Oh, I wonder how he's doing." So kind of narcissistic, but not in the way that you were thinking. I don't expect you to bring me up 24/7, but if there's a logical reason for you to bring me up, I think I would be brought up.
So you think that
Because I'm one of
you planned the logical brought up for the moment of me running into him and then him going like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I thought there was a possibility and I took the shot and it turned out great.
Okay.
Austin is so mad that I finally got a good one over on him
I
that took
still just don't because look,
you don't want to believe it and that's totally fine.
I don't want to believe it. That is correct.
You
Because
just don't want to
Silas
believe that I got a really good bit over on
because
you.
Silas doesn't get really Silas never gets to the point of getting a bit this good. He always ends up either just like announcing it that it was a bit or it like blows up in his face. He's not
But
like
this time,
but this
not
time it
this
worked.
time.
This
Not
time it worked.
this time.
It reminds me of a similar bit I did, which backfired on me once again.
Which one was that one?
That was the one where we had to go to Dahlonega to go meet somebody.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
I mean I don't want to say her name.
Oh, yeah, I haven't met her, so I don't, because I
I know
guess I'm
you
just
don't know
not.
it, Gio.
No, yeah, I guess I just, it's whatever.
Yeah, but
So.
I did a bit about pretending to be angry about how Silas was talking how Silas was talking about me with the person. And so
Oh, yeah, I
it
remember
led,
that.
yeah, yeah. So it led to Silas being
Huh?
like, "Well, you're gonna meet her then to see what she thinks about you." And then it backfired
Oh.
because then I had to go to Dahlonega to meet her. Nice person, by the way.
That was really funny.
Yeah. So I've had backfired on me twice.
Yeah.
You're just mad that I had such a good bit.
It is a good bit. It's a
It
good
was a
bit.
great bit.
Now I want to ask you: have you tried this before with either of us or anyone else? And has it gone this well or did it backfire? Because I feel like a bit like this could backfire really quickly.
It can backfire really easily, and I learned from you and how your bits backfired. So this is my first time attempting a bit like this,
Hmm.
and I think it turned out phenomenal. Wouldn't you agree, Gio?
I think it was interesting. I wasn't there for any of it, but I was told about it yesterday.
Gio's getting salty about not being involved in the bit.
No, 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 it's fine. It's whatever. Just let me do my concert reviews and leave me
Gio, I
alone, I
call you.
guess.
You're the like person I talk to the third most. You just are always busy.
The third most.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Who's the
Dahlonega.
second most?
Dahlonega.
Second most is Austin.
I can buy that. I really do buy that. If you count texting and calling, I believe I'm second.
All right. Well, anyways, I have a more important topic to talk about.
Go ahead.
Gooning.
What'd you say?
That's can wait real quick. Can you
There's an
crop something out of
epidemic. There's an epidemic, everybody.
Oh, what do I need to crop out?
What?
I'm not cropping that. I'm keeping that.
Yeah, just keep it
we're gonna
in.
get flagged.
Oh,
It's whatever. Anyways,
It's always here. No, I'm just joking. It's not. That is
there's
just a joke.
a couple things we gotta talk about.
gonna be hanging in the next episode.
So, everybody, gooning. Austin, do you know what
Gooning.
that is?
Gooning?
Mm-hmm.
That's is it okay, I have two guesses. I know it involves jerking off, but is it by
Mm-hmm.
yourself or is it with people?
I think
Probably
there's
more
two.
so by yourself.
Okay.
Wait, what'd you say, Gio? Can you say it one more time?
Being a horny little rascal by yourself, basically.
Can't you
Um,
do a group goon session?
I
that's what I
guess
thought
you,
it was. I thought it was a group thing.
I guess you could, but I'm
You asking us to goon with you?
genuinely, it's like the epidemic is number one, women. We've talked about this, but number two, there was a guy who I guess was just naked in his car, like had a shirt
Oh, you're
on.
talking about the Goonicide?
Yeah, the Goonicide. He was just like had a shirt
I heard
on,
about this last night.
had was in a car. Dude, this happened like weeks ago, and like there's
Yeah.
straight up like not murals, but like I guess TikTok equivalent like murals of like what is it? Goon but never forgotten. Like this
Goon, but
guy,
Forgotten's
I don't
great.
know. I guess it was like a drive through or something, or like maybe not even a drive through. It was just this lady recorded him while he was driving by, and like she gets really close up to him,
I
and
think
like,
she was the drive-through like cashier. I think she was the cashier.
oh, okay, well, if there was a drive through, then it was a drive through. So like he just doesn't have pants on, right, in his car, and he's got a shirt on and all that, and so like he's about to drive off. She like comes out of the store, walks up to him, and then like is just recording him, and like you see his face full and everything, and then he just drives off, and then you don't think much about the video, but then fast forward, apparently the guy unalived himself because he
Like
was like,
3 days later.
Because he was
yes,
embarrassed.
uh, because it blew up, and people like in his personal life saw that like, hey, you had no fucking pants in your car, and you were supposedly jorking it, dude. And he just straight up unalived himself from the embarrassment. And then now there's like TikTok remembrance videos that like are captioned like "goon but never forgotten," and then just like there's tributes now where people are doing
Is
the
there
same thing.
is there any shot we can like get one up on the screen?
Oh
The
yeah,
TikTok
I'm
meme
sure.
role?
I'm sure Mark
Go
can work
go.
his magic.
Yeah,
Please,
Mark,
Mark.
just show a screenshot of it. Maybe not the full video.
Yeah, Mark, don't don't ruin us. I
Or
know
put
it's
like a little
a
black
man.
bar over it.
yeah, but then also like I don't know what it is, but there's just a resurgence of videos that I've been seeing. I guess because that was on my for you or
Ty's
my
about to take his pants
Instagram
off.
for you
Ty's about to
page.
take his pants off. Ty's about to take his pants off.
It's gonna start gooning. No, but
Keep
like
going, keep going.
I told you.
oh, I'm close. I'm close. That's all I imagined him doing. Keep going. Keep going. Keep talking.
Guys, don't even worry. Keep going, keep going. It's almost there.
But yeah, so like there like I just scroll through Instagram, and then like I see like this video. Maybe it's a joke, maybe not, but there's one that was genuinely serious. This one might have been different. I think it was in a Zaxby's where this guy's in the bathroom for 20 minutes, a public bathroom. And then like the guy, I guess he works there, and he's like, dude, I have to use the bathroom, and this motherfucker's been in there for 20 minutes. He opens the door, and he like he looks under, and the guy pants down, and like he goes, hey, what are you doing? And like he drops his phone and shit, and you can see like the video, and like what's us?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's just that's one of the videos, and then like another one was like a genuine one where like He was in full goon force, dude. He was in a public bathroom. He had this. He had the fucking shoes off, the pants fully off. He was pulling an Austin, dude. Pants fully, well, not gooning, pants fully off, and his toes were
Oh,
covered in
hold
shit.
on, hold on. I don't just take my pants off. No, it's a.
Yeah, let me. Yeah,
Let
give
me just
context,
explain
Austin.
myself if you're gonna throw that out there.
Wait. Put a pin in that, Austin. Geo, finish your story. Then we'll go
No,
back and do that.
He's
Then
gonna
we'll go back
forget
and
to
finish that.
explain it. He's gonna forget to explain it, and people are just gonna think Austin just take his pants off in public restrooms.
yep.
He does it in the
Um,
sanctity of his own home. Continue.
yeah, but yeah, like it was a genuine video of like this person just straight up working it in a public restroom, and like not only that, but like
Am I
I
it?
remember the Instagram where I don't know if I sent it, maybe not. I don't remember. I probably wrote it, but then I got busy. I was like, dude, there is like women that are also giving concerns about like the fucking dopamine effects from reading these smut novels. Because you know how like porn is bad for dudes. Well,
Mhm.
it's because of dopamine and all that shit. Doesn't matter how you get your dopamine. If you get it in the excess amount of, like watching porn or reading that much smut, it creates negative effects in you. And so
Doesn't
there's
matter how you
actual
get your
women.
cocaine.
Yeah, yeah. Like again, like there's women. One, there's some that deny it. They're like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter because we're reading it and we're not looking or watching videos. But
Mhm.
then there's some that are also like, yo, this is a gooning epidemic, dude.
Well, it's the
Women,
same thing as
men,
like an excess of anything is bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's just
and
that's
like
what it is.
and
Even
they're like,
water.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So we got an epidemic on our hands, dude. People doing it in public restrooms, dude. People doing it on the train.
All right.
Dude,
So
we're
That
we're
shit's been going on though. The train
we're
thing's been happening.
we're
one of the
generationally
best times to do
fucked.
it. Um. So
Water.
are we advocating for stopping it? Because I believe it's already a law that you can't do it in public. Um.
Send them bitches to jail.
Sponsor us. Um.
Please, Pib.
Great value
Pib
water.
extra.
Sponsor us. Um. But
Yeah, dude, we got an epidemic on our hands, dude.
are you
Yeah,
okay?
no fucking sponsors.
Other than the fact that we're definitely going to record ourselves pretending to goon for the Instagram.
Hell no. Hell no.
We got to get in on the epidemic, man. We got to get.
Hell no. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be the cure.
Oh,
I'm gonna
so
go in there with like a flamethrower.
you gonna be the cameraman? It's gonna be me and Austin in the public bathroom stall.
Why are we together? It doesn't have to be us two. It could just be one
Oh,
of us.
Just a group
oh,
gooning session.
yeah, it's just group viewing. Yeah,
Or I guess duo. You're training for a rank jerk mate.
yeah. You want to say anything?
No, no.
I
Continue.
was expecting you to say something.
Well, I'm done. I just so like so are what are you saying about the women part? Are the women like saying that like the gooning shouldn't happen, but yet everyone's throwing the smut stuff in their face? Like what or just the women are just like, yeah, we're gooning too now.
Well, some of them are like in denial, and some of them aren't.
Because they're
It's like
doing because they're reading it in public.
yes, because they're reading it. Some of them are like, well, actually, it's better because we're not, watching it in video. We're just reading about it.
Mhm.
But then some of them are like, yeah, it's an actual issue because it doesn't matter how you get your dopamine. If you're reading this fucking book 24/7 at every opportunity you have, well, it doesn't matter. Um, so yeah, it's just interesting kind of seeing, because I feel like historically women have always like been thought of as like less sexually like active. Well, not what is the term? Just like
In the
lesser
past
sex
in
drive.
the past like 300 years or whatever, yes, but like historically, like thousands of thousands, it was women.
I'm talking about like sex drive or whatever.
Yeah, it's women. Like the ancient Egypts, like the ancient Greeks,
Well,
Roman stuff. All of
I,
that is
I,
it's women and sex. It's not
I,
men and sex.
yeah, I guess like ancient history, sure, but I'm not really talking about ancient history.
You're
I'm
talking
talking
about like the
about like
last 200
the
years.
last, yeah,
Yeah,
300,
yeah.
200,
That's just
150.
that's dudes goon and sesh. Yeah,
Yeah.
Apple.
no.
But yeah, I just think it's interesting because this has been coming up on my like Instagram page a lot. Just the topic of gooning and then smut. I don't know
Not
why.
coming up on mine. I'm just gonna
Yeah, not on mine either. I think
not on
that's a you
mine.
problem, buddy.
I don't think it's a problem.
No, I don't think it's bad. It's just
It,
funny that it's coming up on yours. I still get just like cat videos, but that's because I don't
Well,
do Instagram Reels. But
I love Catland Central. No one else gets that.
no.
no, I do.
Okay, okay.
I
I'm
don't know.
glad. I'm glad you at least got
I
it.
don't know what you wanted me to say to that.
So what are you asking for, Gio? Are you saying that like
I'm
if
not asking for
men
anything.
can't goon, can men can't goon in public, women can't either. So get rid of Twilight,
No,
get rid of
I'm not
50
asking
Shades.
for anything. I'm just talking about it
Yeah.
because men can read Twilight too.
Well, if you had to pick, then would you rather let it be public or let it be private? All of it. If you had to vote, if you were the reason, if you were the guy that was like in charge of it.
The reason by the Hoobastank?
Yeah,
Well,
man.
that's a tough question
Yeah.
because it's like if you could privately watch it, is that okay?
What do you mean
Like,
privately watch it?
yeah, like because on trains they read it at their own.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I just
So
mean
if
like,
you straight up like we got those Google glasses and that
uh,
nobody can see what you're looking at, is it okay to just be watching that on a train? That's up to your opinion.
I've seen a
If if
guy
if you can
watch
just
porn publicly. Just
well,
watch it.
yeah, but like the difference is hypothetically with the Google glasses, like it's purely only you see it.
Hmm.
Like if you see it on like a small screen, other people can see it. Like with a book, typically it's on your face, so people aren't reading what you're reading.
Hmm.
So it's like, well, where do you draw the line? We're like, you think it's okay for, if it's purely on your own, you read it, but then for a video, if it's purely in these Google glasses, hypothetical, your own personal vision, you can watch it.
I
That's
think
up
if
to everybody's own discretion. It's not like
I disagree. I think it should be a private thing,
so
personally.
so you would charge women or anyone who reads Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey in public with public indecency because that's what it
No,
would be.
no,
Well,
because and here's the thing. I'm thinking about it from a children's perspective.
okay.
If I can like see it, if I can see the actions playing out, because you got to think with Twilight, everyone knows what happens in the book, but the cover's
I
there.
don't.
If you're going like this, I've
Twilight. Oh,
never seen
we gotta
Twilight.
watch it. We gotta watch it. We gotta
I'll
watch
watch
it.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I'll
We gotta
watch
do
it,
a review.
I'll
We
totally
gotta
watch
do a
Twilight.
review.
I'll totally watch Twilight because it's insane. I've never read the books, I never watched the movies, but I do know about a werewolf imprinting on a baby, and then that baby falls in love with this werewolf who's like an adult man, all because of the imprinting thing.
Mm.
It's weird. It's a weird movie. Anyway,
Sure. Pal.
Okay,
you okay? So
what
sizes
was the
and papers.
question? Oh yeah. It was, okay, I remember now. Yeah, I mean, like, I think uh, I think it's up to everybody's interpretation. I don't know if you could do it completely on your own personal thing. I don't really give a fuck. It's a little uncomfortable to think about that
Yeah.
the person right next to me is just straight gooning it while on like a public train. But I mean, I guess if you're not doing any harm to anybody or assaulting anybody, it is what it is. So that's what I would do. I don't give a fuck.
As long
Um,
as it's completely private, I would say.
yeah, that's completely private. That's a
Still,
good
I
one.
don't agree with it in public, but I can't
Uh,
really control anyone either.
what do you think, Austin?
I say
We
let
got
it
less than 1 minute.
be open range. Just do whatever you want in public.
Oh, so we all agree. Look at that.
I
So
think if you want to jerk
so
the pingus, just do it. I don't care.
Is
R.I.P.
this
R
is
yeah
this your card?
yeah dude. R.I.P. My boy, dude. He was doing it in the privacy of his own fucking car.
Well, if
Look
you're
what
going
they
through a
did to him.
drive-through
No, no. He went to the drive-through and rolled his window down.
yeah,
You
no, he's gonna ask you
allowed it
for
to
it.
become public.
Yeah,
All right, we
Goon
gotta
but
move
never
on to the next one.
forgotten. Goon but never forgotten.
yeah.
Austin, have you been doing your Italian?
No, I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
started.
I'm on day
Okay.
21.
Have you
Dang.
been doing it, Gio?
No, why the fuck would I do it?
Because we're going to Italy.
Austin, I speak Spanish.
So?
I understand Italian like 50% already.
Oh, good grief! Give me a break. Learn
There's
some
ge
Italian.
there's genuinely no incentive for me to learn Italian. Like I I
Scusi.
I 50% understand
Scusa.
what they say.
Scusi.
Like that's good enough for me. You guys are gonna be like grinding it for 4 months to like understand like 5%. Meanwhile, I'm not gonna fucking study a lick of it, and I'll just casually be talking to them. Maybe not casually talking, but
If y'all even
I
go.
I, I well, somebody needs to send us some dates.
True.
Mm.
Somebody's got to get the dates first.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not tell the foodies about a thing that's not going to happen. Let's go to Silas. You had something you wanted to say. Now say it.
Go
So,
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
back during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
theaters took a big plummet,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to see what y'all think about theaters now. Do y'all think they're gonna rise back up to where they were? Do you think they're gonna plateau somewhere? Do you think
Have
they're never gonna be good again? Do you think they're gonna go back down? Like,
have
what do you
they
think about theaters right now?
have
And
they been on the lower end of the curve? Is that what like since COVID and since like the I guess social
Since
what
COVID,
social
they've been going back
distancing.
up.
Oh, they've been going back up.
Hmm.
I feel like they'd go back up eventually. Um, yeah, I feel like eventually they're just gonna keep going up and up and up until they're back to kind of basically where they were, I feel like. Um, yeah. However, malls on the other end, I don't think will be happening. Uh, because
well,
we're too poor. We're too poor now.
I think the difference.
That's the thing about theaters too. It costs a lot of money to get one ticket now. It's
Yeah,
like $20.
I
Yes.
feel like it costs more money to go to the mall, especially if you're like gonna buy something besides just like go to the food court. Because there's really no more like because of the increasing discrepancy between the I guess wealthy people in the United States and the poor. There's a smaller every year a smaller middle class, despite there being more and more like net corporate profits. Like, yeah, things are getting more expensive. They're not getting paid more. There's less of a middle class. And despite all of that, profits for corporations are at an all-time high. So when you have a shrinking middle class, then those people that had excess amount of money to spend on places like
A
malls,
mall.
I feel like a
Or
mall is definitely a better example than like a movie theater because you typically spend more money at a mall than a movie theater.
I think it
You
also
either go
has.
buy clothes, you go buy food, and yeah.
I think it also has something to do with online stuff. Like for the movie theater, for example, yes, streaming is a big thing, and yes, it technically does, go against movie theater. But the thing with streaming is you'd have to get every streaming service to get every movie you want to watch. You know what I mean? Like if you
Hmm.
want to watch, I don't know, Wedding Crashers, you got to go buy that streaming service. You can't just buy one and then have it.
Hmm.
So when you want to watch a movie, every movie that's out right now that you haven't seen yet is there at the movie theater.
Hmm.
but see, there's some movie theaters
Well,
that do
hold on one
programs
second.
such as like
Well,
go
I just
on.
want to say for that to the mall thing is like if you want to buy something, the internet you don't have to buy different Googles. You have one Google, type in one.com, and then you can buy whatever you want. So like, why you can't just go get Wedding Crashers? You can just go get those new pair of shoes you want. So that's
Also,
why I think malls is why it's declining.
it's also very interesting how trends can come up due to like external factors. So, for example, thrifting
Mhm.
has exploded in popularity amongst the younger generation
Yeah, it
because
needs to
we're
stop.
poor.
Yes.
Because we're poor, not
Right.
because I mean, some thrifting outfits can look good, same way how some mall outfits can look good. Because I don't know if you remember, but like in 2016, the whole trend was like Supreme, Off-White, Bape, super expensive fucking clothes that cost like hundreds and hundreds of dollars because they have a brand name on them.
I
And
remember.
that was yeah, yeah, exactly. Supreme, Bape, which did not look that good. The Bape hoodie was ass.
You just wanted the tag.
Yeah, you just wanted the tag. So people were willing to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, like $400 for like a hoodie.
Same thing with the
Now,
Supreme brick.
yeah,
Y'all remember that Supreme brick?
I
Hmm.
do. But now, like, we literally cannot do that anymore. So it's fallen off as a trend. So now, what do you do when you have to go buy clothes and you're too poor to buy them? Well, you go to a thrift store or you go to a Goodwill, which has just grown in popularity as a trend because of the external factors of the fact that we are poorer now generally than we were, I don't
But
know,
now it's getting more
10 years ago.
expensive to go to those places.
Yeah, but it's still relative to like a mall. It's still like if the stuff at Goodwill is going up in price, so is the stuff at the mall. So it's still better to go to Goodwill.
Hmm.
Like Goodwill's still your best option.
Hmm. Salvation Army. There you
Salvation
go.
Army.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. But here's the thing. Here's why I tie it in. Here's why I think malls are a different case from the movie theater. Um, so like, right, malls, there's a trend in getting a shittier version of what you would have gotten at the mall. There is no trend for getting a shittier, cheaper remake of a movie that you were going to watch at the movie theater,
Unless you
right?
watch The Complete Unknown, which is a shittier version of everything, of every biopic of a musician I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I
but
was about
like,
to ask you about that. Did you watch that in theaters?
I did. Waste of money. Don't go see it.
You went, when did you go to the movie theaters?
The other day.
Just by yourself?
Yep.
Just because?
I got
the
bored and I wanted to go somewhere, so I did.
uh,
Another thing about the movie theaters. It's expensive as they are, there are deals coming out now. Programs such as Regal Unlimited, where you can pay a flat fee of like $25 a month, I think, but you can go see unlimited movies. Unlimited movies.
Unlimited.
Regal
But
Cinemas.
or you can go watch or you can go watch IMAX movies with like a $5 upcharge, opposed to like the $27 it usually is.
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
deals are all the rage now. Every single company I can think of has deals.
I
Like
only go to Subway if they have coupons.
the Popeyes new wings they got coming out, 6 for 6. That's $1 a wing. That's a pretty good deal for wings.
Are those the alcohol wings or are those
I don't
different?
know. I just
They're
Okay.
alcohol wings.
they were just
Popeyes
being commercialized
Popeyes
yesterday.
came out with like wings that are like contain alcohol. Like it's like I think they're Patron or tequila wings. Um,
From Popeyes?
yes, Popeyes. And you have to be 21 to get them. You have to show your ID and everything.
This didn't say
Oh
anything
yeah.
about that in the commercial.
Popeyes and Don Julio Tequila collaborated on a limited
Don
edition
Julio.
menu item for the 2025 Super Bowl that
Is that
included
the Rock
tequila
stuff?
infused wings.
Is Don Julio the Rock? Is that tequila?
Oh,
Who's Don Julio? It's a famous guy, isn't it?
I think that's just
famous
a brand.
brand.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
didn't a famous guy make it?
maybe.
I'm gonna look it up. Y'all keep talking.
But yeah, so like uh
No, I said keep talking, not stop talking.
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, I mean like
Sorry.
you have to be 21 and show dude, it's so funny. So funny. Another Instagram reel thing came up. It was about the Don Julio Popeyes
Never
thing.
mind. It was just some guy in the 40s from Mexico. Never
It
mind.
was it was it
That was a
was
rich
quite
guy.
it was quite a racist comment, on Instagram Reels typically. It was a video of like, I guess some guy going to a Popeyes in the hood, and lo and behold, everybody in that neighborhood was there ready for Don Julio wings. And then the comments were like, well, they can't find a job application, but sure know how to get the Don Julio wings 6 for 6.
That's awful.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to say anything, but like, you're not, you're not 100% wrong.
they work, Gio. They do have jobs. Don't like
Oh, like 70% of them, probably.
that's better than white people. I think
You think?
that's got to be. There's a lot of white people sitting around doing nothing right now. COVID really made us become couch potatoes.
Yeah, the COVID was so interesting because it like, what was it called? The not the Great Awakening, but it was some term that like economists coined because everybody was like, well, because they're not working anymore, people have like had time to reflect and just think
Oh
about
yeah.
whether they're really doing what they want. I forget what it was called, but like people just straight up were like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to work in this job that I don't really even like at all. And so that's when like everybody started quitting. Um, and then like all of a sudden McDonald's is paying like $15 an hour, which is
Mm.
insane, right? Because like they used to be like $10 an hour, and then COVID hit, and then they're all of a sudden paying $15 an hour, $20. Because I remember $15 an hour used to be insane before COVID.
It was a big
That
deal.
was like that was good.
For us, anyways. For
We
us.
Yeah,
were
yes, yeah, for kids.
I
Because I
remember
mean,
guys from high school bragging about making $14 an hour.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like you used to get paid like 750 for
Hmm.
like just fucking working in fast food, and then all of a sudden it just straight up doubles. That was huge pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, $15 an hour, holy shit, that's crazy. But that's just because everybody was like, all of a sudden, like, yeah, I actually don't like my life. I'm gonna quit and then just find something else.
Which, by the way,
Um,
it's weird how inflation. Well, I don't want to get. I just want to make fun of corporations real quick. It's weird how the minimum wage didn't change, but yet all of a sudden they could afford to pay their workers more. Anyway, continue.
yeah, that's a good one.
Thank
Also.
you.
But yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, COVID messed a lot of people up.
Hmm.
I think it. You know what? And
It unalived a couple
I
people.
would love to do. Like I would love for. This is some. Okay, I just thought about this. Now I so want to do it.
Okay.
10 years, 15 years from now, I want us to make a real deal documentary about our generation and the effects of COVID on our generation.
I love that 10 years from now, there's going to be a video, and this clip is going to be played before the video even starts.
Yes.
And then it's going to show us in 10 years.
Yeah. Because I want like our generation
Yeah.
to get settled into life. Like I wanted to like start having kids, start having that job that they're going to have for the next 30 years. And I just want to see like what happened? What happened? Because I think our generation, well, I think it's pretty obvious, but like our generation is the most affected by COVID, right? Because
Yeah,
the generation behind us was too young.
yeah, they were literally just being born. They
Yeah,
were the COVID babies, is what they called them.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think really, yeah, it was literally just ours, and of course
yeah.
the one above us, I guess, which I think is millennials.
And
Because
I, and I,
they're like working and
and
shit.
I say that our generation is the most affected because we were either just getting into college or just getting out of high school, just getting into work, like the workforce when
Yeah.
COVID hit. So we basically, like, we went from expecting a world and then getting a new one by the time we had to go be on our own.
Dude, that's crazy to think
Yeah,
about actually, because
yeah,
yeah, you're exactly right. Because okay, so we were like in 10th grade. I remember it was like the last few months of 10th grade,
It was February.
February. Yes,
It
it
was
was February.
February.
Literally, we said February at the same time. It was February. All of a sudden, things start happening, and
yeah.
then our school goes on lockdown, and we're like, okay,
Our
cool.
schools went on lockdown in March because it was a week before my birthday.
But yeah, so that
Oh,
happens.
happy early birthday.
It's
Actually, yeah,
nighttime too, but thank you.
we're not that far actually.
It's
Yeah,
true.
we're like yeah, but
From
yeah.
like what,
So
the 5 year anniversary of COVID?
Yeah, dude.
Or
yes.
like the 6 year anniversary because it was 2019.
Hmm.
Mm. But yeah, so uh yeah, like Austin said, like we had a vision of a world
Yeah, seven
that we
dollars an
were
hour.
going to go into because we were about to graduate high school. We were about to either go to the workforce, we're about to go to college, about to go to the military, we're about to something. We're just gonna go into the world,
The
right?
economy was pretty good compared
Yeah,
to what it is, you know?
yeah. And
Eh,
then just out of No, it was good
It
sales. You
was
have to
good.
give Trump credit where
It
credit is
was
due.
good.
It was good. He
It
fucked
was.
it up because of his absolute dog shit approach to COVID, but it was good. He got a good economy from Obama, and he didn't fuck it up until COVID.
I think he made it better. Some of the things he did.
Yeah, no,
I
of
think he made
course.
some of it better. Yeah.
So you have to give him credit where credit is due. He had a good economy. He had a economically a good first like 2 years of his presidency.
Yeah.
Then COVID hit, and you just dropped the ball completely and made us in between the Great Recession and the Great Depression. Uh, but yeah, so COVID hits, and then everything just gets changed. Just everything, like, all of a sudden, like social distancing, we're masking up. Well, some of us, social distancing, masking up, vaccines, all this stuff, conspiracy theorists, and like the world just goes into this like upside down version that I never even thought it would have
People
ever
came
been.
out differently.
Absolutely.
Like people have different personalities now than they did before COVID. Like
Yeah.
I look, I'll talk about myself. I changed a lot during COVID, during that pandemic time, just being by myself, being with my family. Like I changed a lot.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the documentary would be so interesting because we'll now know the ramifications. Like
Mhm.
we'll understand a lot better now what happened to us.
Yeah.
Because like
And
in the
we
moment, you're not gonna be able to understand that completely. Once you have
mhm.
time to reflect, 10 years, you're living your life, and then all of a sudden somebody's telling you to go back and look at that,
Yeah.
probably gonna be mind blowing.
Yeah. But yeah, so like we were all in the same grade. We all graduated, and we all went on to college at the same time,
Hmm.
right? So at least for me, when so we went virtual like February of the year that COVID happened, and it which was
Keep
our
in
10th
mind,
grade year.
I didn't have Wi-Fi,
Mm, there you
and
go.
there's a lot of kids without Wi-Fi who you
Yeah.
could say suffered some learning disability.
Sure, I
Yeah.
also got an A because of you people that didn't have Wi-Fi, so I appreciate that.
Same, same.
But yeah, so 11th grade, we're still masked up. We're still social distancing and all that. And then our senior year comes around, and it's like, I feel like March or February. And then the schools like let up
The mass
the
protocol.
mask, the distancing, we're basically back to normal. So basically, we had like a completely changed kind of vibe from our 10th grade to our senior year. And then that's when life started to be kind of back to normal, only in the sense of like, hey, you're not hand sanitizing every time you go into a new room, you're not social distancing, you're not having masks on,
Mhm.
and all that stuff. And so the first time that it felt decently normal was when we all got to college. If I'm speaking for us, I feel like that's when it felt normal socially. Like,
Well, I think there were still a lot of implications from COVID that we didn't see with colleges. I think there was a lot more freedom with college back then than there was now that we just don't know about because we weren't there at the time.
hmm,
I mean,
maybe.
maybe college was
I
different before we got it. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I can't speak on that, but I feel like when we got to college, I feel like it was basically normal. Uh, because I've heard stories of colleges during COVID, and
Rough days.
they're very rough. Just
Rough? Rough.
it's interesting. Like apparently at Tech, you would have like if you like took a COVID test, they would like give you a cookie after you take your COVID test. And
Did
then
they take
like
it back if you got COVID?
I don't know. But yeah, it was like weekly COVID screenings or some shit. So like that's crazy to me.
Hmm.
Um, that's nice, nice.
Thank you. I don't know if y'all have seen, but for the past like 20 minutes, I've
Oh,
just been tying knots.
we've seen, I've
What do you
known.
think about them?
It's fantastic. That's what he learned during the pandemic was how to
Hmm.
tie knots.
No, this is what I learned during summer camp.
Uh, yeah, but
I learned how to curse during the pandemic and got a mullet during the pandemic.
that's what I'm saying. You came out a different person, didn't you?
S-
Not like completely, but like you changed some things about yourself. You had a personality shift. I wouldn't say it changed, it was a shift. All right, no one agreed. That's fine. It's just me then, I guess.
I thought he was gonna respond.
He was supposed to, but he didn't.
I just, I don't know. I think I was one of the rare cases that didn't really change too much.
Right? Okay.
Other than like, I started cursing a little bit more, and I think actually, I take it back. I do think I changed a little bit. I think I realized how annoying I was pre all of that. I was like, wow, that sucks. I don't want to be like that anymore.
Like what Gio was talking about, everyone had a time to reflect on themselves and go like, am I doing what I want to do? Am I being who I want to be? All that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
And I
wouldn't
think it
mind having
backfired on a
another one
lot
of
of people.
those.
I think it backfired on a lot of people. I think a lot of people they had an idea coming out of the pandemic what they're going to do, and then it blew up in their face, and now they're trying to, figure out how to get
Just
back
like a
to.
lot of your bits. Reference.
I'll give you that one. That was a good one.
Somebody walked into his room.
Yeah, I thought someone did. Someone like tried to knock on my door.
Yeah, Gio, do you think you changed any during COVID?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question, Austin.
Thank you.
Um,
I think so.
I think not for the better, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, so prior to COVID, I didn't really have any issues of like anxiety, but then um, I got diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder during
Bad.
COVID. Um, and one of the things that I came out with realizing was the reason why suddenly I was having all these anxiety spikes was because of the fact of isolation,
Mm.
of literally going months without basically talking to anybody besides just my parents. So I changed in the fact that I became more anxious, like with no apparent reason. Now that has improved. But yeah, I remember like my 11th grade and 12th grade years were really bad in regards to like anxiousness. Like literally just walking into school and my heart is like racing, um, or just doing anything for the most part.
That's
So
so
yeah,
interesting, dude.
or literally just, I shit you not, the thing that I told my counselor was like, I remember being at a stoplight and then that's it. That's all it took. I was just sitting at a stoplight and that shit started going. It was racing. That happened a couple times. So it's so interesting. Like there's no threat, there's no danger. I'm just sitting at a stoplight, and then if you put your fucking thing right where you check your pulse, oh, it's going. It is going. It's so interesting how generalized anxiety disorder works because the whole thing behind it is there is no logical reasoning behind it.
I just realized I have generalized anxiety then. Because my heart rate, this was before the pandemic, but like my heart races every day I go to anything.
Mm,
Like school, like what you're talking about walking into school, every day
yeah,
I was like, the worst is about to happen today.
yeah, but
I'm
like
self-diagnosing myself.
yeah, no, but I remember being in that session and like he was actually going through the diagnosis with me. And there's like a certain amount of things that you have to experience, especially for like months on end to even be considered. It's like if
Oh,
this has been
gotcha.
happening for like half a year, things like that. How many days of the week would you think this affects you? How bad does it affect you? Things like that.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so
Hmm.
So
So
no, I definitely did not affect me for the better. I
yeah,
did not self-reflect and I'm like, actually, let me improve. I self-reflected and I was like, okay, well, I have this shit now. This is fucked.
do you all think that and this is for both of you, but do you think like your any goals changed? Like any like ambitions changed during the pandemic? Like you wanted to
Hmm.
do something before COVID and then COVID hit and you were like, well, I actually really want to do this thing. And then now you're doing it or you stopped or whatever. You know
I
what I mean?
can't help but feel like my goals have always been the same in high school of like just I so
I
my
didn't really
major
know.
changed a bunch, like what I wanted to do, but the ultimate goal was always just like college. That's it, really. So I don't think that changed. What I wanted to do has changed because originally I was like, oh, physical therapy. But then I was like, oh, biology or biochemistry or
Mm.
physics, and then that led to engineering. But the ultimate goal was always like college. So no, I don't think my goals changed very much.
Silas.
I didn't really know what I wanted to do pre-COVID with
Timer.
my life. Um, and this was not only the result of COVID, but like people in my life as well. But I realized I want to be someone who's tells stories. I want to tell stories. That is what I want to do because I would have lost my mind if I wasn't if I didn't have people around me or TV around me to tell me stories to fill my mind with something other than reality going around me right now. It was so awful at the time that the escapism provided by stories, even if it's just like, oh, just asking my grandfather what he did that day. If he went and like, went to the store to go get his like month supply of like cow food, like cow feed for his cows. And like the intricate process they have to do during COVID, but just the little things like that. I if I didn't have those small things, those stories, or even the movies themselves, I would have lost my mind. So I think that feeling of just being like, holy shit, I'm gonna lose my mind versus the people around me as well that influence me. I think during COVID I made up my mind that I want to be a storyteller. And I don't know what form that's going to take ultimately in life. Maybe it's documentaries, maybe it's feature films, maybe it's a TV show, maybe it's oral tradition carrying on. I don't know.
Maybe it's
But I do want to tell
doing bits
stories.
off of people and then laughing at them months later once they finally happen.
Doing what now?
Just bits.
Really, really awesome, amazing bits.
Let's see you replicate.
But
Let's see
see,
you do another
but
bit.
look,
Let's see you get
I
two
gave
in
the
before you start this. Oh, I'm a great bit master. I'm a bit master. I can do
I
it.
never claimed to
Wait,
be, but I
hold
will say,
on.
look, you'll have that story for the rest of your life now.
Hold
No, you
You
on.
will
have it.
always,
You
you will
have it, not
always be
me.
able to. You have
Wait,
it as well.
wait, guys, hold on. Silas, did you lie to Austin?
About
Dave?
lie about what?
About Dave?
The answer is yes.
Lie about what though? I don't understand what you're asking if I lied about.
That, hey, this is Dave.
Man,
You're saying lying
yeah,
about the phone call?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Did you
lied about that.
lie?
yeah, yeah.
So, Silas, you lied to Austin. Am I correct? Am I wrong? What's going on?
I guess so. What's your end point here? What's your end goal?
I love how I've mentioned before, like, oh, who out of the foodies lies the most? And then I go, oh, Silas.
Yeah.
And then Silas is like, I don't lie. Like Silas, you
Well,
lied so many times.
I think there's different types of lying.
Now
I
hold
don't
on.
consider this
We've had
lying as
this
much as it's
argument
playing a
before.
joke.
We've had this argument before, and you've said that even if I'm lying for a joke, it's still a lie. So
Did we say that? I don't think I
you said
did.
it. It was
I
Oh,
don't
no,
think I did.
no way.
Pull it
you
up
He's
and then
said it.
I'll
he's
pull it up.
gaslighting you.
No,
Pull it up.
I don't have, we were just talking about it. It's
I
fine if you
don't say
change your
that.
mind. I'm just letting you know that you had a previous a different opinion.
Well, then now I change it if
Yeah.
that was so the opinion back then.
Yeah. Which I agree with that opinion. I think it is different.
I agree now as well.
Yeah.
If I was ever out of that league. You're out of touch.
It's a good
Amount
song.
of time.
It's a very good song.
What do you think, Gio?
What?
Do you think
Do
a
you think
lie
it's a
is a lie
lie?
no matter what the intention or basis of it is?
Like logically, yeah. If you're lying, then you're lying. It doesn't matter what it is. However, there are different types of like that lie could hurt somebody or whatever. Like there's white lies, but at the end of the day, it is
Do I lie to
lie.
hurt people?
Not intentionally.
No, but it is in
Or Jacob's.
theory and technically, like logically, still a lie.
Yeah.
Mm.
So by answering the definition, who lies the most, well, it would probably be the one who like lies for bits and jokes.
But I thought
So
I didn't do his bits as much as other people. Austin, do
you
you not
you
do more
you
bits than me?
you joke a lot.
I don't I think I don't know how we'd have to like count them up because I mean we all kind of like I guess if you guess you want to call it lie, we all kind of lie to each other like like in the Instagram uh like I mean we say some pretty awful things to each other. We say like, mostly gay stuff to be fair. We mostly just say gay stuff to each other.
Yeah, we
You
do.
mean,
Yeah, and we're obviously all joking about that. So, I mean,
Uh,
we're all lying we're all lying to each other.
Clip that one. That's the clip.
Yep, good clip. We're all about content here, really.
Oh yeah,
nothing we ever have said in our years of existence ever was meant to be taken seriously.
facts.
It's true.
That's what Silas is gonna say after he proposes to his wife.
It was all a joke.
This is all for content. All the cameras appear. It's for foodies.
Actually, we talked about this. We talked about
Yeah.
this. Me and Austin were like, we should date conservative women to
What?
try. Hold on, hold on. We
I'm
should.
listening. I'm just confused.
Like entrenched conservatives, not just like on the fence or anything like that. Like, you know.
What we have to do is we have to date. Well, actually, just women. But we have to. What are you laughing, Austin?
Oh, man. Clip that.
I'm
Doesn't
just vibing at
doesn't
this point.
doesn't have to be conservative women, just women.
It just sounds like virgins, you know what I mean? It's just they're just like, you know what we have to do, guys? We have to date women. We have to do this. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, no. The reason I say women is we just women and like politically, um,
Politically charged women.
we have to make them like
Convert?
politically extreme, and then have them argue with each other.
Oh,
Like
so you're
these
saying
are
like
our partners, right?
so you're saying like for example, like I try to convert my girlfriend to
To
a
a
conservative,
fascist,
oh, to a
yes,
fascist. You try to turn yours into
a communist,
communist,
This
and
is
then we have
awful.
them fight it out
yes, on camera.
for
This is
content.
a foodies experiment. Again, we go to our wives. Yes, yes, I do. I accept your hand in marriage. And then
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we
yeah.
make
Hurry
this
up, hurry
pod,
up.
yeah, when we make this podcast, we're gonna go. This was all planned in the name of a foodies female branch podcast, political podcast.
So what we're
We
doing is
let
we're
we
trying
let
to
them
just
take
create a
over midnight
female
snacks.
us.
Hmm?
We're just creating female us's
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
create
I think this will
content.
just be a duo show.
Extremified female us's.
Well, see, the thing is,
I
Silas, is
think
you
this
got
is a
to
y'all
join in.
thing.
Yeah, so come on, dude.
I'm
Can't just give me
good.
an awesome. Okay.
I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
This is my setup. Silas told me to wave goodbye, so I'm gonna do that. Bye, guys. I gotta go.
All right, we are back. You have just seen Gio's goodbye. He could not make it for the last little bit here. So
You're
just
probably thinking.
me and Gio, or me and, me and
You're
Silas,
probably thinking, well, that's really weird. Why was that big cut there? That was because we didn't have time, sadly.
or
But
it's actually a pretty good cut because Mark is a really good editor.
sure. I'm sure Mark's fine. Mark's not the issue. It's the fact there was just a random
I don't know.
cut.
You made it sound like Mark was the issue there.
No, Mark's not the issue. I love Mark.
Okay.
Mark, Mark, we pay you barely anything and you do great
Literally
work.
nothing. I have never once sent him any money.
You don't send him money?
No, he's been begging
What?
for food, and I keep telling him do more work first.
You haven't even slid him like the leftover B-dubs?
He
You
doesn't
said
even
you
know
were
that
gonna
he doesn't even know that exists.
you said you were gonna give it to him.
Yeah, I ate it. I got hungry.
You're an ass, dude.
Look, me and Mark have a very deep and confusing relationship that the audience just will never be privy to other than hinting at it. Because Mark is Mark. And that's just the way it is. If they knew Mark, they would understand why we act this way to him.
Mark, if you're in trouble, please let me know.
Oh, Mark's in trouble. Oh, Mark's in trouble.
Mark,
He's in
please let me
timeout.
know.
He's in
Mark, please
timeout.
send a message. Send a message if you're okay. I hope Mark's okay.
He's not.
But there was a cut in the flow of what we were doing because we had to cut some things because we just don't have enough time to talk about them.
Yep, we had a really good topic, but we'll save it for the next one just because we don't have all three of us here.
Keep the video though. I need to reference my points.
Sure.
And with that, this is the end of episode 1 billion.
Yeah, the 1 billion podcast. This
The
is
1
what
billionth
this is.
podcast of the
The
Foodies.
celebration, the 1 billionth podcast. The special one. I really felt that this one, we finally hitting our stride here with the podcast on the 1 billionth episode.
The first 950 million.
No, one
In
crack.
that little point there, it's alright. But on this one,
There was highs and
billion.
lows, but I feel like we're finally starting to just elevate.
We're trending upward, bitches.
We are for the 12th billionth episode.
But that'll be all.
No, redo that. That was weird. That was
What?
weird. That was weird. Redo
No,
that.
it's not. It's not weird.
That was weird.
That's not
That'll
weird.
be all.
I just think you're mad. All right, that's all, folks.
Oh,
How do you want me to do it? Huh? How do you want me to do it?
if you're gonna do that, do a Porky Pig impression.
That's all, folks.
No. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
I'm only doing the abada because you said it. He doesn't do that.
What does he do?
He just like trips over like that's all.
That's all, folks.
Sure, I give it to you.
Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up real quick.
Okay. This is the longest ending we've ever done. I think it's just like that's what he does, and then that's all, folks, like that.
We're looking.
I've watched enough Warner Brothers cartoons.
That's all, folks.
Did you just
He
watch
does
it?
that. Yeah, I did. He goes, that's all, folks.
Okay.
I can't wait for this to be like after the credits. This will be like what's been playing for like a hot second.
No, this is all in. This is
all in?
all in.
All right, let's both do our best Porky Pig impressions as the outro.
We just did it. I thought we did it
at the same time. At the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. That's all, folks.
Perfect. That's great. Now we gotta have Gio send his in. All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
Peace.
See you.